everybody, it's Ian Beamer with Guaranteed Rate. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everyone's staying healthy. We've talked a little bit in recent videos about monthly payments, comparing them to rental payments and whether or not real estate is a decent investment. But the one hang up more than any other, especially for first-time homebuyers, seems to be down payment. So a lot of questions circling around whether or not you need 20% down, 25% down, what is the minimum down payment required? And the answer is it depends. It depends on your situation. So let's dive into that a little bit. If you're a first-time home buyer, that is somebody who has not owned property in the last 3 years and owned any real estate in the last 3 years, the minimum down payment for a conventional loan is 3% down. So FHA loans will let you put down as little as 3.5%, although I would point out that FHA loans on condominiums or townhomes, anything with an association, may be difficult because the association has to be FHA approved. So for the most of this conversation, we're going to talk about conventional loans. So conventional loans, first-time homebuyers can put down as little as 3% down. If you have owned a property in the last 3 years, if you have owned real estate in the last 3 years, minimum down payment would be 5%. So 5% down. This is your primary residence. This is an owner-occupied primary residence. That just means that you will inhabit the property within 60 days of closing, and it is your intention to occupy this property as your primary residence for at least the first 12 months after you move in. 3% down if you're a first-time home buyer, or 5% down if you've owned property in the last 3 years. There are exceptions to this rule, obviously. If your credit score is over 680 and your income is below a certain limit, you may qualify for an IDA loan. Illinois Housing Development Authority, we are fully licensed to originate all IDA loans. IDA does not lend directly, so they use companies like Guaranteed Rate to distribute their products. So IDA is a down payment assistance program. They're all kinds of programs, and they do change constantly. So it depends on how much money you need for the down payment and closing costs, but you may be able to utilize some of those IDA programs. You still need at minimum 1% down or $1,000, whichever is greater. And there are purchase price limits, and like I said, there are income limits for those IDA loans. So that may help. Let's talk about closing costs. So in addition to your 3%, 5%, whatever your down payment's going to be, there are going to be closing costs. We're not going to dive all the way into closing costs, but generally speaking, as a rule of thumb in the Chicagoland area, closing costs are about 2% to 2.5% of your purchase price. So a $500,000 purchase price, depending upon what township you buy, depending upon whether it's a condominium or a single-family home, may depend on what day of the month you close, may depend on what month of the year you close. But rule of thumb, closing costs are about 2 to 2.5% of that purchase price. So again, $500,000 home, you're looking at 10 to about $12,000, $12,500 in closing costs, which obviously add up. So where's that down payment going to come from? Well, we talked about IDA. IDA's an option. We do have other down payment assistance programs available. Again, depends on your situation. But another option, you may be able to borrow that money from a retirement account. If you have a 401k, if you have an IRA, you may be able to borrow that money or even take that money out, depending upon the penalties, for your first purchase, for that down payment. Another option for some of you that this may be an option or maybe not be an option. But the down payment, if you're not using a down payment assistance program, the down payment on a primary residence can be 100% gifted. Now that gift has to be from an immediate family member, and it has to be a gift. It cannot be a loan. So your family member would have to sign a letter that says exactly what they're going to give you in terms of the gift as far as the amount. And that letter discloses that this is a gift and does not have to be repaid. So that's another option. Typically, the less money that you put down, assuming we're putting less than 20% down, the higher the interest rate. So really, really the interest rate's the same all the way up to about 5% down. Your interest rate's not going to change all that much. There might be minor tweaks depending upon your credit score, but really once you get less than 5% down, then you'll really start to see it change. 3% down, you're probably talking about 1/4% increase in rate. And then if you talk about one of those down payment assistance programs, those are going to climb up a little bit further. But again, the program's available if you need them. So we'll present the options. We'll go over the options. We'll discuss the options. You pick and choose the ones you like. You pick and choose the ones that might be the best fit for you. So I can tell you the kind of pros and cons. The other thing that we need to talk about, the last piece of this equation, is mortgage insurance. Anytime you borrow more than 80% of the value of the property, there's going to be mortgage insurance on that loan. So mortgage insurance gets more expensive the closer to 97% we get. So 97 is the maximum loan to value, if you will, on a conventional loan. So again, minimum down payment on a first-time homebuyer being 3%, so 97% being the loan. The closer you get to that 97% mark, the more expensive that mortgage insurance will be. And again, that'll be greatly dependent on down payment and your credit score. So debt to income ratios also come into play, so we can discuss all that as well. I realize this is a lot of information. There's a lot to take in here. Please leave me a comment below. Let me know what questions you have. Give me a ring, shoot me an email. I give all clients my cell phone number, 773-391-9199, 773-391-9199, or you can email me anytime at ian@rate.com. Appreciate you checking out my video. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below, and I'll talk to you very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.